Unless you are living under a rock, you must have at least heard about, if not watched, the Telugu blockbuster Pushpa The Rise, which released in December 2021 and since has been giving sleepless nights to Bollywood. I watched it last night finally because these days, unless I'm officially reviewing a film for the Times of India, I don't really bother making an elaborate video about it because I know you guys want to watch more stories than reviews. And unlike any traditional media channel, YouTube is governed by the choices of its audience. You are the boss, and every content creator has to know the pulse of his audience. But why am I talking about Pushpa right now, more than a month after it released? And why has Pushpa left Bollywood speechless like Pushpak, India's first silent film, which incidentally was also originally a South film? But this is Pushpa, not Pushpak. Or this Pushpa is doing Raj on everyone's heart these days. There is a dialogue in the Hindi version of Pushpa where Allu Arjun's character says, Pushpa naam sunke flower samjhe kya? Flower nahi, fire hai. And that pretty much sums up the feeling that Bollywood must be going through right now because of it. After all, the hierarchy in Indian cinema was clearly always defined till a few years ago. See, Bollywood was like the big brother, and all the other language films were bundled as regional cinema. It was largely believed that no other film industry could ever match Bollywood movies in terms of budget, reach, and their earning potential globally. But in the last 5 years, all of that has been changing rapidly as the South film industry started making films with a pan-India appeal. And Pushpa seems to be like the Phaijal of South cinema. Maa ka, baap ka, bhai ka, sabka badla, lega Phaijal. Because after all, if you see Pushpa The Rise, it isn't exactly the top-notch piece of cinema that got rave reviews from the critics as well. It's a quintessential formula potboiler in many ways, straight from the 90s. But it's not Bollywood. See, let me explain. The story lacks logic and is high on shosha and swag, but it's not Bollywood. The film's leading man has toxic masculinity, an inflated male ego, women are used as mere props, and there are so many cliches. There's a bichari maa of the hero whose beta is a najaiz aulad, and the people in the gaon don't shy away from firing tana after tana in a society that thrives in a deeply disturbing patriarchy. But it's not Bollywood. Even here, an almost 40-year-old hero is romancing a 25-year-old with mindless Naach Gana happening in between all the tense moments of life and death. But it's not Bollywood. Even here, the hero is immortal, beating up tens of ugly, bad men, but it's not Bollywood. So what is it? Is it the new wave of hashtag boycott Bollywood or some great marketing stunt that Pushpa The Rise is soaring high on? If you ask me personally, of course, it has a lot to do with Allu Arjun's fantastic performance that has breathed life into a seemingly regular script that would definitely have found a lot of hate had it come from Bollywood. But beyond that, Pushpa doesn't push any new frontiers in filmmaking. It's just an entertaining one-time watch. Which was the last Hindi movie, however, that captured the imagination of the whole country just like Pushpa or say a Bahubali has. Perhaps Dangal. But that was way back in 2016, which feels like a lifetime ago. Sushant Singh Rajput was still alive. We loved going to the theatres without the worry of social distancing or contracting corona. And OTT had an insignificant guest appearance in our lives. But ever since Bahubali came, the South industry started giving Bollywood more competition, and it was ironically led by one of Bollywood's biggest blue-eyed boys, Karan Johar. This film got a massive response from both domestic as well as international markets, and soon became the highest earner ever in the history of Indian cinema until Bahubali. The conclusion arrived in 2017 and broke its own record. The film clocked a little more than 100 crores every day, collecting a jaw-dropping 1,000 crores in just 10 days of its release. And then after the super duper success of Bahubali 2, there was 2.0, KGF Chapter 1. All of these films found an audience much outside their home states, not just in India but also globally. And now we also have RRR lined up, which is looking equally promising. These movies also painted the town red with star-studded promotional campaigns, publicity in traditional media, and killing the internet with social media trends. However, let me tell you, the makers of Allu Arjun's Pushpa had no such luck. They barely managed any promotions actually, but the stage had already been set, and before anyone could realize, Pushpa had become the talk of the town. So much so that the 3-week worldwide theatrical collection of Pushpa was pegged at over 300 crores. Of this, about 80 crore was earned by the Hindi version alone domestically. Plus, it's streaming in multiple languages on Amazon Prime Video. As per a trade insider, Pushpa's streaming rights were bought by Amazon Prime Video for a whopping 27 to 30 crore rupees, which is quite high. In theaters, Pushpa's collection came largely from single screens where the ticket rates are low, while Pushpa's gross collection crossed the 100 crore mark within 2 days of its release. 83, yes, the Ranveer Singh starrer that released almost around the same time, took about 17 days to reach the same figure. An Indian Express article read Pushpa succeeded where 83 failed. As per a rough estimation, nearly 1 crore people saw Pushpa in theatres in the Hindi belt alone. A trade expert claims that the theatrical run of many Bollywood movies begins and ends in just about 8 to 12 cities, which make up for the 80% of the industry's revenue. There's a huge market that Bollywood is missing out on. It also boils down to the industry's struggle to produce stories that would capture the imagination of a culturally diverse country like India. Many experts feel there's a dearth of content in the Hindi mainstream. It's either remakes or biopics, and so the audience is actually kind of bored of it. So is it the biopic fatigue that limited 83's earning potential, or is it the fact that the film was made at a very high budget and is now finding it hard to book profits? Or like everything lately, blame it on the pandemic. While these are all the questions that people have in their minds, the writing and the answers for Bollywood pretty much seem to be on the wall. The profits are indeed going south, if you know what I mean. But you don't need to butko north, south, east or west for your hair problems, because It Really Works Vitamins is there to solve it. Now, believe it or not, I started using it last year because I had this major hair thinning problem. Like, I do have good volume on my hair. I used to have better volumes, but suddenly I found that my hair was thinning, especially from this crown area. It's completely gone. And I started using it after doing a lot of research. My friend did it and I did it, and we all like read reviews of this particular product because obviously it's expensive. But after being satisfied, after reading the reviews, I actually went ahead and ordered it, and within a few weeks itself, I saw so much visible difference that I decided to start talking about it on my channel. They have not approached me. They did not approach me until I actually started talking about it. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is that it works for men and women, and it's just vitamins. And if you have hair thinning or hair fall problems, then this is the product that you should give it a shot. You can all, of course, go ahead and read the reviews. They are all there on the internet. But it is an expensive product, and which is why I have managed to get 40% discount for all of you from them. The link is in the description. All you have to do is click on it and you'll automatically see that the discount has been applied onto your order. It's Ronak40 is the promo code, but you don't even need to use it if you click on that link that I've given in the description. If you need it, go ahead and check it out. But if you don't, then just ignore it, just like Bollywood was ignoring South films and South film industry so far. But they cannot do it anymore because the South films are really working just like the It Really Works Vitamins. Let me know your thoughts on Pushpa The Rise if you have watched it. Let me know what you felt about the film. Also tell me what you feel about the South invasion on Bollywood in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe, and please hit the bell icon if you have already subscribed. You can connect with me on Instagram and on Facebook. It's @ReviewRon. Also on Twitter, I'm available as @RonakKotecha. But as always, even if you don't do any of these things, thank you so much for watching this one. Please take care of yourself and those around you. Jai Hind.